Good day, everyone. In this video, we will be exploring a powerful tool in web development called less, or leaner style sheets. By the end of this tutorial, you'll have a clear understanding of how less simplifies styling and helps developers create more organized and scalable web designs. Let us begin by defining less and its role in modern web development. Less, which stands for leaner style sheets, is a dynamic style sheet language that extends the functionality of traditional CSS. It is designed to make writing styles more efficient, organized, and maintainable by introducing features commonly found in programming languages. Instead of writing repetitive and static CSS code, developers can use less to create smarter and more reusable styles. Although it looks similar to CSS, less includes additional capabilities that simplify the development process, especially for large and complex web applications. Less was created in 2009 by Alexis Sellier, a developer who sought to improve the way CSS was written and managed. During that time, web development was becoming increasingly complex, and developers were facing challenges in maintaining large style sheets. The year 2009 marked an important period in front-end development, as developers began enhancing CSS with more powerful features. Less emerged as one of the earliest CSS preprocessors, offering a syntax very similar to traditional CSS. This made it easy to learn and adopt, contributing to its rapid rise in popularity. Less also gained recognition through its adoption in popular front-end frameworks. One notable example is Bootstrap, which used less in its early versions to manage its extensive styling system. This helped demonstrate the practicality of less in real-world applications and contributed to its widespread use among developers. By being integrated into widely used frameworks, less proved its effectiveness in handling large-scale projects and further solidified its role in modern web development. Traditional CSS is straightforward and easy to learn, but it has several limitations that become apparent as projects grow in size and complexity. One major issue is the repetition of code. Developers often find themselves writing the same values repeatedly, such as colors, font sizes, or spacing, across multiple selectors. This repetition not only increases the length of the style sheet, but also makes it difficult to maintain consistency when a design change is required every repeated instance. Another challenge is the difficulty in maintenance. Large CSS files with hundreds or thousands of lines can become unorganized, making it hard to track where specific styles are defined. Without proper structure, making updates or debugging styling issues becomes cumbersome. Traditional CSS lacks advanced features found in programming languages, such as variables and functions. Variables store reusable values, while functions can adjust colors or calculate dimensions. Without these, developers rely on manual methods that are inefficient and prone to errors. Additionally, CSS does not support direct mathematical operations. Calculations for widths, margins, or padding must be done separately and written manually, limiting flexibility for responsive and proportional designs. Finally, traditional CSS has scalability issues in large projects. Repetitive code, limited modularity, and lack of reusable components make style sheets harder to maintain. These limitations led to tools like less, which provide solutions while still generating standard CSS. Less introduces features that solve the limitations of traditional CSS. One key feature is variables, which store values like colors, font sizes, or spacing in one place and reuse them across the style sheet. This reduces repetition and makes updates faster and more consistent. Another feature is nesting, which structures CSS selectors hierarchically based on the HTML layout. This improves readability and makes styles easier to organize, especially in complex designs. Mixins are also powerful in less. They act like reusable code blocks, similar to functions, allowing common styles like buttons or cards to be reused across multiple selectors. This reduces duplication and ensures consistency. Less also supports mathematical operations. Developers can perform calculations directly in the style sheet for widths, margins, and padding. It can handle units automatically, converting them when possible for accurate results. Lastly, less includes built-in functions like lighten, darken, unit, and percentage. These help adjust styles dynamically, making design work more efficient without manual calculations. To use less effectively, it is important to have a proper development environment. A great tool for beginners is Visual Studio Code, VS Code, a free and lightweight editor widely used in web development. It offers features like syntax highlighting, auto-completion, and extension support, making less easier to write and manage. Developers can also install extensions like Live Server or Live Preview for real-time browser updates. Before installing less, make sure that Node.js is already installed, as it provides the environment needed to run the less compiler. You can check this by opening the VS Code terminal and running the version command. If installed, it will display the current version. If the command is not recognized, Node.js is not installed on your system. In that case, download it from the official website, follow the installation steps, then restart VS Code and run the command again to confirm successful installation. Once Node.js is installed, less can be installed globally using npm command. This command installs the less compiler on your system, allowing you to use it in any project directory. After installation, you can begin creating .less files in your project. Next, create a .less file in your project. It is good practice to organize files properly, so developers often place .less files in a dedicated folder to keep the project clean and manageable. A simple file structure may look like this. Using the less command line compiler is one of the simplest ways to convert less into CSS, and this can be done directly inside the VS Code terminal. After creating a .less file, you can run the following command. This command processes the less file and generates a standard CSS file named styles.css. The generated CSS file is what you will link to your HTML file, ensuring that the browser can properly interpret and apply the styles. This step is essential because browsers do not directly support less syntax. In a less workflow, developers first write styles in a .less file, then run the less command to convert it into standard CSS. Running the command before the file exists or has content may result in an empty CSS file or an error. Therefore, compilation should come after coding, not before it. Lastly, insert this code into your HTML file. This ensures that the browser properly loads and applies the compiled styles. To demonstrate the practical use of less in application development, this section presents a structured tutorial for creating a simple login page. The first step is to prepare the development environment using Visual Studio Code, which serves as the primary code editor for this project. Begin by creating a new project folder and organizing the files properly. After setting up the environment, the next step is to create the structure of a login page using HTML. In the index.html file, define the basic layout just like this. The next step is to apply styling using less by editing the styles.less file. Begin by defining variables, which are essential for maintaining consistency and reducing repetition. These variables will be reused throughout the style sheet. Next, create a mixin to center elements on the page. This mixin can be applied to the body element, along with a background color using a built-in less function. With the base styling in place, proceed to style the login container using nesting, which organizes related styles in a structured and readable way. This less code demonstrates several core features, including variables, mixins, nesting, mathematical operations, and built-in functions. These features significantly reduce repetition and improve code organization compared to traditional CSS. Once the less code is complete, the next step is compilation, which converts the .less file into a standard CSS file that browsers can understand. In the Visual Studio Code terminal, run the following command. After compilation, the CSS file must be linked to the HTML document. Finally, open the HTML file in a browser or use the Live Server extension in Visual Studio Code to preview the result. The login page should now display a clean, centered layout with consistent styling. In conclusion, less demonstrates that Less is more by making styling simpler, faster, and more organized. Features such as variables and mixins reduce repetition, while nesting and functions help maintain clean and structured code. Even small changes can efficiently update an entire design. With tools like Visual Studio Code and Node.js, compiling less into CSS becomes seamless and efficient. Overall, less enables developers to achieve more with less effort, less complexity, and greater impact. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope this helped you understand how less improves modern web development. Don't forget to like, share, and leave a comment.